It's Thursday. It's 8:30. It's the 21st day of April 2022. It is 52 degrees and sunny here in Site B. We saw the Dodgers play last night. Woo! Almost a no-hitter. Well, a weird no-hitter, but yeah, you don't care. Okay, so we have the Wizards of the Coast D&D live direct nonsense happening in about an hour, which will hopefully answer a lot of the questions that we've been having about what's going on with Wizards of the Coast plan for the Dungeons & Dragons, and probably a lot more questions will be asked, and they won't really explain anything, and anything that they say we should take with a grain of salt because it's Wizards of the Coast and they lie, and they change shit all the time. All right, so let's address yesterday's announcement because I'm sure they're going to go over this today, and I've already seen one misinterpreted take on this. And I'm sure we're going to see others. We've seen a couple other vloggers already sort of speculate how Wizards of the Coast is going to buy Pazio and buy Roll20 and buy other product and IPs. Okay, Wizards of the Coast is not going to buy anything. HASBRO, who once again, let me remind you, owns Wizards of the Coast, will choose to buy or not buy things. Now, one, it makes no sense for Hasbro to have already invested all this money into Renegade Press making the Transformers, My Little Pony, Power Rangers, and G.I. Joe role-playing game for them to suddenly say, nope, we want Wizards of the Coast to do it. In fact, it should show Hasbro's lack of faith in Wizards of the Coast that they had Renegade Press do Power Rangers, Transformers, G.I. Joe, and My Little Pony. 4 of the hugest money makers for Hasbro that aren't Wizards of the Coast related. I mean, My Little Pony alone, multi-million dollars. Transformers, Power Rangers, multi-million dollars. G.I. Joe, multi-million dollars. Yeah. So buying other IPs like The Walking Dead, Stranger Things, Warhammer 40K, Fortnite, Street Fighter, Lord of the Rings, or Godzilla and Dracula. No, that's not going to happen. Hasbro does not have that kind of money. Walking Dead, would they buy the IP for Walking Dead? I don't know. I don't think it doesn't really fit the direction they want to go. Yes, they did a Walking Dead expansion for Magic. Stranger Things, I doubt they'd buy Stranger Things, especially since they already did a Stranger Things D&D crossover. Warhammer 40K, there's no way that's happening. Fortnite, there's no way that's happening. Street Fighter, doubtful. Lord of the Rings, nope. Godzilla, nope. Dracula, that's owned by Universal, so nope. And My Little Pony, they already own My Little Pony, so yeah. All right, so let's look at this Wizards of the Coast to power other IPs with D&D and Magic the Gathering post again, because I've already seen the posts, people saying how Wizards of the Coast is going to use D&D Beyond to convert a whole bunch of things to D&D. Number of times they say Magic the Gathering in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I probably missed one, so let's just say 12. Magic the Gathering is mentioned 12 times in this post. Let's see how many times D&D is mentioned in this post. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 12 mentions of Magic the Gathering, 8 mentions of D&D. Also, they specifically say they are going to bring outside EPs into Magic and use Arena and Wizards of the Coast to bring outside IPs into D&D Beyond, into Magic. The concept of thinking about Magic as a play system and bringing in outside brands or outside IPs into Magic. We see the potential with D&D as well. Potential. Now, we already know there's tons of third parties making stuff for 5e, and some of those are good, some of those are bad. the general insight into the industry is we don't want to see a repeat of OGL. We just don't want to see a glut of bad D20 D&D inspired systems simply because you have access to those rules. Now, of the 5e third-party stuff that isn't D&D directed, some of them are good. Most of them have been pretty crappy results. They're even comparing the Multiverse Marvel role-playing game to D&D, even though it's not by Wizards of the Coast, and it doesn't use a D20. But they're trying to compare it to D&D to sell it. So, very specifically, because we know you idiots out there are going to talk about how, oh, this means Wizards of the Coast is buying product for Magic. For Dungeons & Dragons, and they're going to use D&D Beyond to buy more IPs for D&D, and how Wizards of the Coast is going to buy every other game and convert it to 5e. One, that's illegal because that's called a monopoly. Two, Wizards of the Coast won't be buying anything. It's HASBRO that will be buying things because, once again, let me remind you, HASBRO owns Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast does not own HASBRO. Three, it again specifically says Magic. We're using D&D Beyond to bring IPs into Magic, not D&D. And they're going to use the D&D Beyond to push the 50th anniversary Dungeons & Dragons thing in 2024, which means we're going to see a lot more digital product and a lot less physical product. Sorry, but yeah, they are. We're going to use it for consumer products, gaming momentum. They're going to have a lot of third-party nibbles and nobbles like dice and shirts and stickers and bags and more figures and stuff. And we're going to see more things converted to Magics, whether they're one-offs like The Walking Dead, Stranger Things, Warhammer 40K ones, Lord of the Rings one. Yeah, there's no way Hasbro can buy Lord of the Rings. Nor would they want to. Especially since Free Leagues just did a Lord of the Rings role-playing game, which is award-winning, not you, 5e. So, yeah, why am I doing this? Because we know, and we've already seen, people are going, oh, this means Wizards of the Coast is going to use D&D to buy all these IPs, and it's all about D&D. No. I'm going to say this one more time. It's Magic. Magic. Magic is the main source. Magic is the main moneymaker. Magic will always be the main moneymaker for Wizards of the Coast. D&D, sure, 55% of the industry. Magic the Gathering, 90% of the industry. Of that $8 billion or whatever it was Wizards of the Coast made for Hasbro, a huge chunk of that was Magic. And the D&D money compared to the Transformers, Power Rangers money, Super Sentai money, because that's, all over the world Transformers are purchased, not just here in the United States. And all over the world Magic is purchased and played, not just here in the United States. And all over the world, every other country in the world, with the exception of the United States, is playing other games besides D&D. Call of Cthulhu, of course. Let's just remind you that one again. So, yes, no, sorry if you're thinking that everything that you see on TV and every IP out there is going to be bought by Hasbro and converted to 5e. No, what we're going to see is more Magic the Gathering crossovers. It literally says so. Right there, black and white. So, yeah. Now let's get back to talking about Marvel Multiverse. If you appreciate the content that's coming out of my mouth, let me know. If you think I'm completely wrong, I'm well open to an intelligent discussion. If you haven't had a chance to support the OGGM adventures, consider supporting them because, summer's coming up and I need your support and love. Till next time, I am the OGGM, your guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, sports, and Wizards of the Coast nonsense. Now, get out of my IP, you damn Hasbro. I want to see the Mask role-playing game. Secret Raiders fighting over crime.